everyone! So as you may already know from all of my previous videos, it's been 2 months since I picked up my Model 3 Performance, and I thought it'd be a good time to give you guys an updated review of some of the things I found I really liked about owning an electric vehicle and how it's really changed the way I drive. If you're looking around for a new car and are considering going electric, the Model 3 is most likely on that shortlist for you. And even though more and more EVs are seen on the streets these days, I feel that most people are still not fully convinced of the efficiency and the commitment of owning a fully electric car. So today, I'm here to go over some of the things that worried me prior to being a Model 3 owner and how that's changed over the course of my ownership. But before we dive right in, as always, if you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps these videos to reach more people. Alright, now let's get back into the video. And the first thing that crosses everyone's mind is definitely charging. The most common question that people have is usually if a Tesla is reliable enough to use as a daily driver with home charging. And the answer is yes. Now I have to admit, I was a little worried about home charging before I got my Model 3, but now after 8 weeks, I can tell you level 1 charging on a standard outlet is enough to get you by. Most people would be able to plug in their car for, let's say, 10 to 12 hours overnight and get 50 to 60 miles of range. Although I would agree that range is definitely important when it comes to EVs, in my opinion, I think that people obsessively worry about this more than they need to. Some may think that constantly worrying about charging and range could be a pain, but really, when you compare it to stopping at a gas station to top off your car, I would much rather prefer charging from the convenience of my own home. Also, when you think about not having to worry about maintenance, as you might need to do in a gas car, I would say that range anxiety is far less of an issue. You can also take advantage of free public chargers at shopping malls or public parking lots, some common ones being Blink Charging or Volta Charging. And while you are charging your car, you can even go shopping, run errands, or even just sit down in your car and catch up on your favorite shows. When it comes to charging, it does take a little bit of planning when it comes to making sure that your battery is charged at a good level, especially if you are anticipating a longer trip. But as long as you make sure you plan out your trips and make sure that you have sufficient charge, you really don't have too much to worry about here. I think that people worry a lot about range on an EV, while most people don't even bat an eye while driving an ICE vehicle until their gas light comes on. The next question I get a lot is, why on earth did I buy the performance model over the long range? And I'll have to agree, the long range is definitely the most practical model for a person who's trying to maximize their investment. While the long range has 353 miles of estimated range, all while still having an impressive 4.2 second 0 to 60, let's be honest, everyone loves a fast car, and I couldn't say no to the performance, especially with the addition of the carbon fiber spoiler and the red brake calipers. And even though range is king when it comes to EVs, the instant torque and speed you get from the performance model is so much fun, I can tell you, you will not get tired of it. Do I need the added performance? Maybe not. Do I regret buying the performance over the long range? Definitely no. When it comes to the overall driving experience and the cabin noise, it is extremely smooth and quiet. Because there is no loud engine or gears, driving the Model 3 is really effortless and is perfect for those who want to go unnoticed while speeding on the roads. Another feature that's really impressed me is Tesla's Regen Braking. Since I covered this in a previous video, I won't go over all of the details here, but basically what it does is when you lift your foot off of the accelerator, the car sends energy back into the battery pack, which then automatically slows your car down. This allows you to drive by using only one pedal, and you never really have to press on your brakes at all. And even though this sounds like a small and simple thing, I've grown to love it so much, and it feels really odd when I go back to driving a standard gas car that creeps when you let your foot off the brakes. The clutter-free interior and glass roof also adds to this experience as well, and really makes you feel like you're in something more than just a car. And while we are on the subject, we can't talk about driving experience without talking about Autopilot. Autopilot is another feature I actually enjoyed a lot more than I thought I would. To engage Autopilot, all you need to do is check that the steering wheel mark on the screen is gray to ensure that the capability is available on the road you're currently driving on. Then pull the right-hand stalk down twice. I have Autopilot set up to match the speed limit of the road I'm driving on, and this will maintain the speed while keeping a set distance between you and the car in front of you, even coming to a full stop when needed. The Autopilot capability has been such a pleasant surprise for me, and to be honest, it is making me even consider pulling the trigger on the full self-driving package, maybe in the future. I also wanted to share my thoughts on the 15-inch touchscreen in the Model 3, since many people seem to be either amazed by this or freaked out by this. But before actually owning my car, I did wish that Tesla included a front display and not only the touchscreen just like the Model S. I worried that having everything on the screen could take some getting used to and maybe even distracting while you're driving, but I ended up loving it and have no issues with it so far. From adjusting the steering wheel position, saving your driver profile, easy entry mode, everything is really thought out and so convenient. The UI is really easy to navigate, and even having your speedometer on the screen to the side of you isn't really a big concern to me now that I'm used to it. I remember when I first switched from a flip phone to an iPhone, it's almost like that same feeling you get when you drive a Tesla. Everything just really makes sense. From the touchscreen to the overall functionality, after 8 weeks, I'm thoroughly impressed by all the small little details that I can't imagine not having these features in any of my future cars. I don't have to worry about locking or unlocking the car, starting the car or turning it off. I can simply walk up to it and get in, get out, or get in and drive away. And when you add everything up, I really can't see myself going back to a gas vehicle ever again. From the convenience of home charging to a premium driving experience, all while doing good to the environment, I can say that I am extremely happy with my Model 3 ownership for the first 8 weeks. And if you're currently thinking about purchasing a Model 3, you probably already know this, but with the 2021 refresh, Tesla did a really good job by listening to what customers were wishing for on previous year's models and incorporated many of these improvements onto the 2021 refresh. With the wireless charger, updated center console, and the rear trunk, I really think that Tesla made what was an already great electric car into possibly one of the best electric vehicles currently on the market. All that aside, I personally held off on buying a Model 3 as long as I could stay patient for, as I was put off by the thought of early adopter risks at first, but I do think that now after this refresh is a perfect time to buy a Model 3. P.S. If you were like me and you were hating on the 20-inch Uber turbine wheels on the performance refresh, go check them out at a Tesla center in person. I can't believe I almost requested a 2020 inventory model or considered selling them to swap them out for the old sports wheels. They look absolutely amazing in person and you will love them. So if you are considering taking the leap and going electric, I really hope you guys found this video both helpful and enjoyable. If you have any questions or would like to hear more about a certain topic, feel free to let me know in the comments below for future videos. And if I was able to help you in any way throughout your Tesla buying process, feel free to check out my Tesla referral code in the video description below. If you use this link upon ordering or taking delivery, both parties will receive 1,000 miles of free supercharging. And that's it for today, guys. I look forward to seeing your questions in the comments below. Thanks again all for watching, and I'll see you next time.